Hey there guys, this is an update tour to my park Duality. As the sun rises over the park here, we're going to enter Peep Cam and I'm going to take you around the park. Strolling in here, we can see the parking lot area is now being worked on closer to completion at this point. The buses are going to get some branding and stuff for Duality on the sides of them, which I really love. If you're new to this park, Duality is a park with two personalities, one dark side, one light side, and then a clash zone in between. Here is the new walk-up, so the regular guests, the VIP pass, and the little ticket machines at the end, which are just, I think, really cool. It says we use auto cam check-in to keep on moving. So you're able to keep the line going because it's automatically recognizing. There's some advertisements on the walls and these cool fans I made for the ceiling with working lights. Man, we come into this Plaza area here. We have Wiggles, Mr. Marvelous, and Giggle statues, as well as my Channel 5 Planko friends avatar for Planko and Chill. If you don't know, I'm Planko and Chill, also Cosmic, depending on what kind of content I'm making. I moved all my Park Series videos for Planet Coaster 2 over here to Cosmic as a way to cleanse the algorithm and help it just focus on Planet Coaster 2 content in relation to the videos. So I did make some random signs here. Feel free to pause it or rewind it to go ahead and review these. But yeah, I have a lot of neat little sayings and stuff like this I want to put all over the park because I think it's a nice touch. There's also a credit wall. So Tagged 3D is responsible for the queues because on the workshop they've released 2-meter pathing, which in Ted in their way of saying things, they said thank you to everyone, here is this awesome pack to use. And they even say they like to see it out in the wild, so to speak. This needs a little bit of work. It's Viridian's heads statue, which was a full-sized like automaton, like a mech, which has given me a great idea for the clash zone. There's also a staff-only zone here in the side where I will hide the staff building. It's actually the entryway there just behind the brick wall. If we come back out here, I believe, yeah, so we're going to turn our attention here to the toilets. And Planko's, my heads program from my Discord, a lot like Channel 5's avatars, people can submit these heads. You go to my workshop, gets the heads thing, and then you can build these nice and steady output. They come out every few seconds, you can make a new one. Over here on the opposite side of the entryway is an information booth, which I think is just fantastic. I love this. And then another toilet area, and of course I've stuffed these heads in every crevice I could find. They add a great little three-dimensional, like tangible decoration. Here is Sunshine Kitchen, awesome food at Sunshine Kitchen, and it's a nice little restaurant tucked away off to the side of the main plaza, the middle zone. So yeah, I add these nice little touches around here, like these little decals and signs. And then here is a couple more heads. I gotta work on their position here and there, but yeah. Here's an outdoor gift shop. I absolutely love these modular gift shops in Planko. This is one of my favorite things they've ever added to the game. The guest interaction with it is just great, and as you can see, you can place them anywhere. I would hate to see a gusty thunderstorm come through, but still, these are just great. These allow for these little outdoor booths. Yeah, there's so much to look at here, and I think honestly that this is probably going to go down as one of my favorite parks. This is Wiggles Gifts, and it was one of the first things I built in episode 1, which I think appears at the end screens, but it's also in the description. You can check out episode 1 and see everything I built before and then how it's all evolved into this. Here's Roy's Burgers. It has a dual entrance, one into the dark area and the other entrance here in this front area, and guests will seat accordingly. Now I think in even more updated versions, I might consider making this a dining room down here, but this archway is definitely built up. And I was careful to record this before, back there's the head system. I was careful to record this before doing any more renovation work because the next updates really add life to this plaza. And I think you're going to love that. I should have that out in about a week. Here's the archway for the light side, which has a name now. It will be Sunspire. Lots of rainbows and colored glass and just really cool things all over this zone. And honestly, I like the lighting. It's easily one of my favorites, little detail things that I've made in a while. And of course, opposed to the dark side, there's also these areas like this, and there's a bugginess there. I copied and pasted wrong or something. But yeah, then I took from Eden these pathway marker things I built, and I just transferred them over here for a little bit of whimsy. And I can tell you there's rides here in the version that is now being built, but you can see it stretches all the way out here. It's a lot like the dark side. And speaking of the dark side, you can see it over there. I know you can. It is way more build up than it was in episode 1 or the 2 teaser episodes where we ride Giggle's Revenge and the other one where we ride Mr. Marvelous Rush. But if we walk over here, look at the vibe in this place, and you can hear it too. There's little sound effects and stuff, and the heads characters are everywhere. Look at those ghost heads that float around over Giggle's Revenge. Look at those. I love those. They're so fun. They really are. Yeah, look at this. And it's just, there's so much to look at. And I wanted this to feel that way. I want it to be a cramped, well over-decorated park. And I want it to be somewhat natural here and there. And like, here's a staff building that this needs to go in. Like, all those little details like that are great. But back here, this leads right back over to that lobby area. Right next to Information and Sunshine Kitchen. There's a really cool sushi booth that actually goes into the wall right back there at the back of Mr. Marvelous Rush. I'm going to get those mixed up like crazy. In fact, in the Giggles preview episode of that ride, I actually called it Wiggles. And Wiggles rides are the flat rides all through there, so you can see they're decorated with Wiggles. I'm going to be honest with you, Wiggles and Giggles look so similar, but here's another geodesic dome. I brought these back. I had to refigure how to make it. It's still not perfect, but it's getting there. And here's the back of, I think this is Wiggles Wild Ride. Wiggles something. I'm working on ride signs too, but yeah, there's that 2-meter pathing. Tag of 3D's 2-meter pathing. That isn't on the left, but again, here is it is on the right. I am working on this currently in real life. In fact, today I was working on it a bit. This roller coaster gets really colorful, has a lot of heads characters everywhere. It's just, it's so much. It is so much. There's so much happening with that whole area. Loop-de-Loop Coasters is working on a big RMC for the back behind that claw machine ride there. And of course, this overly themed Hellion Ring ride. Yeah, I love it. And another dome here, a little bit smaller, just to add some aesthetics to this big empty plaza. And lots of building shells everywhere. There's going to be restaurants and gift shops and games and you name it. Here's Mr. Marvelous Rush. And this ride, the preview for it, you can see, I don't know if you gathered, but you can kind of see it there really well. This ride is made of light. There's actually lighting along the entire body of the coaster. And there has been a few remodels to this ride since installing it. Same with Giggle's Revenge here on the right, the castle. But overall, I think that those revisions are going to play to me nicely. Those more narrow buildings, like I was just showing you back there in some of these shop shells, they're going to become more the walk-up food booth things, where you don't actually go inside to eat. Yeah, here we're walking along. Mr. Marvelous Rush. Look at that. I love it. I love it so much. It's so cool. At night, this really comes to life. I'm going to add a little more to this queue line area and some signage, but here you're going to catch some really cool aesthetic. I struggle with that word. Aesthetic shots that go around here, because it does a number of laps in the interior of the building. Look at that. Indoor party coaster. So where does this come from? Well, in my original journey with Planet Coaster, I built a park called Gothica, which will probably never be released at this point. And Gothica was my playground to figure the game out. And I made a lot of indoor coasters. You know, at the time you really had to put some underground to get it actually dark inside. So the lighting engine has definitely improved. So if you like this kind of content, just, you know, here's some videos on the screen, the working of the park, and the other video is going to be, you know, the POV on Giggle's Revenge, which I think is an awesome ride.